What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Video Game Bang, Sacramento's #1 geek and gaming podcast, as voted on by the people at Podcast Monthly and Podcast Quarterly. We got
both of them?
Both of them.
Someday somebody is going to make a podcast magazine, and we're going to get sued. Bring it.
I've been watching a lot of Suits lately, so I think I can handle it.
All we need to do is get in podcast annually, and then we'll hit the Triple Crown.
We've hit the trifecta. We get the hat trick.
No podcast has done it before.
You heard his voice. He's back from his Vision Quest. Cory Vincent's in the house.
Greetings, everybody. How's it going?
Hey. This is more mild Cory. It's weird.
I'm reacclimating to technology.
I'm okay with it.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's always weird when you go camping, because this happens every year. You go camping on your annual camping trip, you come back, you're hella mellow for like a week, and then you're right back to like, what's up, pizzas?
Whoa.
I didn't need that.
Please,
I really did.
Please, David.
Exactly.
Please, David. There's microphones. we can hear you. Who would yell into the microphone like that? No, I'm glad. I'm glad to be back. I went back to the roots. You're right. I go every year, 1 week, and I just took a Game Boy with Super Mario Land 3, and man, it was good to go back. I want to go back.
Wait, you took you didn't take your Switch? You
No.
took a Game Boy.
No, I took Game Boy Pocket.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me like 50 minutes to figure out there was a contrast switch. You know, you remember that?
Yeah.
The contrast.
There was a so I was looking at a black screen. I was like, "Well, I guess it's bad." Pull out the cartridge. I blow in it, put it back in. I'm like, guess it's busted. And one of my older uncles was like, "Hey, what did you try the contrast switch?"
Yeah.
What? Oh, that thing.
Was it the roller?
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a good game, man. Super Mario Land 3, where you play as Wario, and he's such a heel, man.
Word.
I hate him. Instead of mushrooms, it's onions. Like,
trying to give you bad breath.
Yeah, I'm good to be back though. Thanks for having me.
Long time listener, first time.
Thanks for having you in your own house.
She's been slinging around all over Oblivion Comics and Coffee.
I have, and I'm very tired. It's been a long day. It's been a very long day.
Yeah.
It's been a very long day. There was a Spider-Man event, a Spider-Man celebration at Oblivion Comics and Coffee today that I was helping out with, and it went very well. We screened some movies. We gave out some prizes. We made a green screen photo booth. It was a whole thing.
It's cool.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They're actually like, because you can't just show a movie. Like, you have to get approval.
Yeah. Sony reached out to Oblivion.
Yeah, and they had T-shirts, all sorts of cool stuff.
That's dope. You heard his voice. I don't know what he's been doing, so I don't have a clever quip. Curtis Fisher, everybody.
You know, there's only one thing I've been doing.
NBA 2K.
Pretty much. I'm sorry. I finally went on a winning streak, so I'm feeling good about myself. My Kings Guard, represent the Kings Guard. They went on like a 3-game losing streak, and now they're on a 2-game winning streak.
Hey,
so
there we go.
Is 2 games a streak?
Yeah, technically.
I don't think it is.
What constitutes a streak? Is it like 3 or more?
I think 3 is the bare minimum for a streak.
3 is the bare minimum for a streak. I don't know. I mean, well, two wins. Okay, so they're on a back-to-back. What do you call it?
Back-to-back wins.
Back-to-back wins.
All right.
I'll take that, because we sure were losing. So that's
now the
it.
losing, that was a streak.
Yeah, because it was 3, right?
3.
I got to bond with my cousin.
What would you do without you, Emma?
My cousin came camping, and I was like, he was like, "You still? What games you playing?" And I mentioned 2K, and then his eyes lit up because he's got a 2K character, roughly the same level as mine.
Okay.
So we were just talking about like Barbecue Chicken Alert. We were talking about all the classics, and I don't know why we didn't have each other added on PlayStation, but I might have another person for our little crew.
Heck yeah, dude, I'm down. Let's do it.
We got a great show for you guys lined up, but first, I gotta get our sponsors, Energy Esports, Vast GG, Mainframe USA, and, of course, Oblivion Comics and Coffee, home of Curtis's Comic Book Corner, and the Spider-Man event that happened today.
And the VGB discount code.
And the VGB discount code, VGB.
Yeah,
it's not really a code. You just go in and you tell them that you came from us, and they'll give you 10% off.
Yeah, but it's cooler if you whisper it.
If you lean in really close to them and you say, VGB.
Yeah. And
they will call the police on you.
And twirl Neil's mustache.
And say that's from Cory. Before we get too far into what we're going to talk about today, I want to talk about a new game that came out, Sweeping the Nation.
Is it? I
wish...
saw one tweet and it was from you.
How
dare you? I tweeted.
Clear. Yeah. Emma tweeted.
Oh, wow.
Vast tweeted.
Okay. Well, I haven't been around technology too much,
I also control.
You're the
Vast
only one
account,
I've seen.
So. Harry Potter Wizards Unite is the newest game from Niantic that brought us such classics as Pokemon Go and Ingress. Yeah. So Wizards Unite, you are a wizard in the Harry Potter universe, and you are trying to stop. I'm going to be completely honest. I skipped through a lot of the tutorial things because I just wanted to get to casting spells. But from what I gather, there's some big calamity thing happening.
Yes,
and
that is the word.
Dark magic is threatening to expose the wizarding world to muggles.
Yes.
So you have to stop the dark magic from exposing the world.
They're called confoundables.
Confoundables. And catch the foundables, which are missing items, people, or memories from the wizarding world, and return them to the rightful place before the muggles find out. So it has you, just like Pokemon Go, you are in like a map. You walk around, you go to different places. Instead of Pokemon popping up, it's these little confoundables that pop up, and you click on them, and then you have to draw the shape of a spell on the screen.
Okay.
I'm kind of addicted to it.
It is literally a clone of Pokemon Go.
It's
you open it up and you're like, oh, they put a weird skin on Pokemon Go.
Do you capture enemy wizards and trade them with your friends?
No.
Not yet. But
you play long enough, you can catch Johnny Depp.
Really?
Trade him? No.
Oh.
He's a dark wizard in the Harry Potter universe.
Did they put the actors' faces from like the Harry Potter movie?
Yes.
Yes, they're animated, but the voices are them.
No, I don't think they are.
Daniel Radcliffe is.
Is it?
I'm 99% sure that's Daniel Radcliffe's voice.
He started talking, and I was like, oh, shit, they got Daniel Radcliffe. And the longer he talked, I was like, nah, they didn't.
I feel like it is. We have
the power of Google. I will check this while you talk.
By the time Hermione started talking, I had already muted it because I was at work.
I haven't met her yet.
Yeah, because you're only level 2. I'm level 6.
Wow.
I got to pick my profession.
You're only level 2.
Yeah.
I'm a level 6
You know what?
wizard.
I would
I'm a
have
level
loved
6
to
wizard.
play, but I downloaded it, and I'm sitting there, and there is nothing on the map. As far as the world can see from where I am, there's absolutely fucking nothing. I was like, cool, I guess I can't play this.
It's Pokeballs. So you have limited Pokeballs in Pokemon Go. You have magic points. So you have 75 magic points.
You do?
Yeah. So if you use them up, you have to get more magic points.
I did not know this.
You get those by going to inns, which are like Pokestops, but they're inns, and you go inside. You can go to greenhouses, and you can get plants to make potions. So it's very similar to Pokemon Go in like almost every aspect, but then they took it to another level. Like there's more to do in it. It's really fun. You get to pick a profession. I picked an Auror, which is a dark wizard hunter.
Classic.
Yep. And then you put in your house and what you want your wand to be. But because I'm obviously a Harry Potter fan, I already know what house I'm in because I went to Pottermore.com and got sorted. So I put in Gryffindor. And then I also know what my wand is. So I went to Pottermore, looked at my wand, and then put that in.
Oh, okay. So it's like reality.
It's 100% reality.
Okay, just like real life.
So
just like real life.
Not one single mention of Daniel Radcliffe on any of these, so no, that is not him.
It sounds just like him. It's
also,
insane.
the articles for this are not kind.
Well, probably not.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite is a bad Pokemon Go pay-to-win clone.
Ooh.
Is one headline.
Wow.
Those are
From, who is that? Hypable.
Okay, so I could see the pay-to-win aspect because it's very difficult. I'm not 100% clear on how to get those magic points. I think you get them in inns. One time I found them randomly, just like laying on the ground, and I like clicked on it, and it gave me magic points. But there was a minute where I was out of point. I couldn't do shit. I couldn't do anything. There was all these things I could fight, but I couldn't do anything about them.
It was like Hogwarts Mystery all over again. When you run out of energy, and you're just like, cool, I can't do anything.
That because I downloaded that game thinking it was this game, and then when I turned it on, it wasn't. I deleted it.
So the one thing this game did for me was it made me start playing Hogwarts Mystery again. So I started playing that one again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with this. I like this.
I like this game. Wizards Unite. Yeah. So that's
I'm very meh about it. Like, I am a Harry Potter mega fan, but I am very meh about this. I remember like a year ago when they were like, it was a rumor and it was like, they're going to do like a Pokemon Go, but it's Harry Potter. And we were all like, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And now I'm like, I don't know if it is.
So when you said they're going to do a Pokemon Go, but it's Harry Potter, you literally meant it's a Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
But it's Harry Potter.
They just put a different skin on it.
I mean, granted, yes. Like once the hype dies down, I give myself a week before I stop playing this game.
Oh my God. Hold on. In the time you've been talking about it, I actually installed the game. And now I'm looking at Hagrid stuck in webs.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a tutorial.
So you trace the shape on there. Now here's the thing though, it's not only accuracy, it's speed. So you gotta go as accurate and as fast as possible in order for it to work.
Oh my God. All right, I'm already overwhelmed. I have to put this game away.
AR, yeah. So I turn the AR off just like I do for Pokemon Go.
Saves your battery life.
Saves your battery life, and I'm not 5, so I don't need to. Oh my gosh, Hagrid's in front. No, he's not in front of me. Anyway,
like they're not to scale.
No, they're not. I had Hagrid sitting on my computer desk, and my monitor was bigger than he was.
Holy crap.
I'm like, okay, if you had made this where like I can see Hagrid's foot in front of me, I would understand that.
Yeah.
His foot is caught in some spider webs.
I get that. I can relate to that. What's her name? Hedwig is in it,
Is she?
which I thought was weird
Aw.
for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah, she shouldn't
Hedwig
still
died,
be
everybody.
alive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler?
Wait, why is she? That's super weird.
Yeah.
Hedwig dies in the last book.
Yeah.
Like, horribly.
Horribly dies.
It's very dramatic.
Like the screech is tattooed on my brain from the movies.
It hurts me.
All right, so this week's Web Talk, we are talking about TV shows, the good, the bad, and the ones to avoid, which are also the bad
I was
ones.
gonna say those are the same.
They're the same,
You know
but
what?
I was going for a whole
You know,
theme.
it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Thanks, Emma.
You're welcome.
I
I wanted that moment of everybody realizing what you said.
I realized what I said. So the crew has picked out 2 shows that you need to watch and 1 show that you need to avoid. Well, at least we should have picked out 1 show that we need to avoid, but last time I checked, we're all struggling with that.
Oh no, I know what to avoid. I got mine.
I got mine.
All right. Corey,
Yeah?
do you have yours?
Oh,
Cool. Me
Yeah.
and Corey are struggling.
yeah. Frantically Googling over here.
Bad
Worst
TV shows 2019.
Yeah.
You want to start with Curtis and go around so you're last?
Are we starting with bad?
I mean, I figure are we all?
I thought we were doing good.
Let's start with the good, because I think we all know the
Okay,
good.
all right.
Let's end on the bad note.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Okay.
how this.
That's how-
we've been doing this show for 5 years. We always end on a bad note. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I can take the first one. My show to check out, and it's actually going into a 6th and final season of Silicon Valley.
Oh,
It's the final
Whoa, it's
season.
the final season.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good. It's a great show,
Uh-huh.
but good shows need to end.
Yeah, they do. All shows need to end.
Yeah.
But
Good-
like,
good
there's
shows get a
only
good
been
ending.
if there's been 5 seasons, we've only had 10 hours of Silicon Valley
Yeah, right, 30 minutes.
because they're only 30-minute episodes.
Right.
But they've done it all. Like they've come to riches and then they lose it.
I need to
and
see how high Big Head can get in the world.
He just keeps failing up.
I need to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I love the show. The character cast with Richard and Big Head, Dinesh,
Guilfoyle, man.
Guilfoyle.
I fucking love Guilfoyle.
He's a Leviathan Satanist.
Taught me
I
so
love
much
him.
about like startups. So like being like a conversation or something at work, we talk about like a Series B. I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. I watch Silicon Valley. Oh, we're in Series C. Yeah, I know what that is.
They put so much
Talk to me
little
when you're in
nuance
Series X. All
Yeah.
right.
in that show. They put so much nuance, even to the intro sequences. Like
Yeah,
it kind
I
of,
love how much it changes
Oh my
every
gosh,
season.
it's amazing.
and it tends to reflect what's really happening in the tech space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Like when Facebook bought Oculus in real life, that next season.
Hooli bought what's his name? Haley Joel Osment's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's that.
Terrible.
There's that one.
It's so good.
But in the intro, you
Okay.
actually saw Facebook like bump over to Oculus.
no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't
do
pay
little
attention.
tiny
Yeah, it's all
things
real
like
stuff
that.
in the intro, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's a super great show. What do you think's going to happen in the final season? What are you expecting?
I have no expectations because that's why I am happy that it's ending as much as I enjoy the show. Like, it is kind of getting to that point, like we talked about, like they were starting up and then they kind of failed, but then had like a breakthrough and then they went back down and, and then going back up. So I'm just kind of ready for it to end. It's going to be interesting since I'm going to see how they handle TJ Miller not being there.
Well, he wasn't there last season either.
He wasn't there last season?
No.
Yeah, because
they wrote him off in the previous season.
You're right. You're right.
Because he stayed in...
it was that long ago.
Yeah.
China.
Right. So
and I was like, he didn't. He went on. Didn't he go on some like vision quest that he was inspired by the Hooli guy?
Yeah.
He went to. He did. He was inspired by him, and he was hanging out with him, and then the Hooli guy was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get back."
Yeah,
and then paid
him.
Somebody to like keep him there for like 5-10 years or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
The problem is like it's been so long since the last season that I don't fucking remember anything. I gotta rewatch everything. I'm like, I don't remember anything. I don't know why they took such a long break between seasons this time. Because usually it was like at the same time as Game of Thrones.
You used to cheer me up after Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones would make you sad, and then you'd watch Silicon Valley to balance yourself before bed.
Yep.
All right. So since we all watch Silicon Valley, I want to hijack Curtis's thing. But what is your... And now that we know it's ending, which I'm heartbroken. Favorite moments of Silicon Valley?
Favorite moments of Silicon Valley.
Everybody should have the same... Oh, you know what? I don't have the same one. I was like, everybody should have the same moment because it's
this guy
amazing.
Fucks.
Russ Hanneman.
Season 1. And this was the scene that made a friend of mine, like, actually, like, he was like, I don't care about, like, tech shows. I don't care. And he saw this scene on YouTube. He was like, I'm going to watch this show. And it's the scene in, like, the season finale of the first season, and they spend like half the episode calculating how fast you could jack off an entire theater of guys.
And then they say like okay, so it's really better if you start from the middle.
Middle out.
Middle
out compression.
And they try to get a hold of him, and he's not answering. So then it cuts to him, and all you hear is the music, and behind him the door comes flying off the hinges.
That is the best.
That's the best.
Easily the best part of the first season. But I think not to hijack where we're going.
Oh, no,
but I think maybe my favorite thing was the self-driving car.
That
the
took
self-driving car that took him and then like
took Jared.
Took Jared, had like a software update in the middle of the ride, and then was like, oh, I have to go to the shipping, like I have to go go down for whatever. Takes him to a shipping container, locks him in it, flies him to
like that new
like a container
state
shipper.
that what's his name was making, like right in the middle of the earth,
and then to like an
like
island.
that.
He's in there for like 3 days before it lets him out.
Yeah,
I fucking
and then
died.
it's all robots on the island.
Oh my god, I was crying.
Didn't he say, Mr. Carr, I'd like to go home, please?
Oh, I think he might be my favorite character right after Russ Hanneman. He was so good. I know a name is just a sound that someone makes when they need you, but because they never got his name right. Jared isn't even his name.
Wait,
That's what they call him the whole show.
He gets all hopped up on Adderall at the end of the first season, and what does he say? What does he keep saying? He keeps saying something like over and over, not pivot, but
I have no idea. It's been so long.
Would you use it? Would you use it?
Oh yeah.
Would you use it?
Yeah, the little survey thing that he was asking people at TechCrunch. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Obviously, this show is really good.
Yeah,
so
it's
if you're not watching it, you should watch it.
Yeah, I think it nails the personality types very well too.
Yeah,
Very
for sure.
Like
the Silicon Valley stereotypes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I liked when it got meta and like it addressed the stereotypes by having a bunch of groups of people that they were calling out that all had like the same race makeup.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, that's meta. You guys are self-aware. I like this.
They were like, look at every group of people. There's one woman, one Asian, one black guy. Every single group.
It was so funny.
Stallions.
Oh, that show. Stallions.
They're magnificent.
Oh my god. But
my God.
I'll leave it on this. My favorite scene, probably not everybody's favorite scene, but I love Russ Hanneman. My favorite scene was when they had to convince everybody that the new compression algorithm would work really well, and they had to do that service for that port company where they took all their pornography and put it on their own servers and everything.
Right. Yeah.
And right in the middle of doing that big job that was going to get them a little influx of cash, all the porn started disappearing. Everybody was like, what the hell is going on? We're under attack. Just to find out the whole time time Russ Hanneman's cheap ass tequila was on the delete key. And he picks it up and he's just like, oh, all right. I guess I'll be going now.
Wow.
What was it? 3 comas?
Tres comas.
Tres comas.
Oh, that show's good. You better watch it. That's it. I'm done talking about it. We'll talk all about Silicon
we
Valley.
Quote Silicon Valley for the next hour.
Easily.
Oh my god. Whew. All right, I guess I'll go next. Emma and I were fighting over this one, but since I'm going
No,
first,
you
I get to say it.
bastard!
Good Omens.
You're a bitch. You're a
Good
bitch.
Omens on Amazon Prime. It is a fantastic TV show. The basis of it is that it is an angel and a demon that are on Earth since the beginning, since the Garden of Eden. And they've decided to just stay on Earth. And they find out that, present time, they find out that Armageddon is coming. And they're like, you know, I kind of like it here. We should team up and try to prevent this from happening. You just tell your side what they need to hear. I'll tell my side what they need to hear. And then let's just try and stop this from happening.
I like this.
It's hilarious. You have David Tennant is Crawley, the demon. He's the snake in the garden. Then you have I'm blanking on his name. Something Sheen.
Aziraphale. Oh, no, Michael Sheen.
Michael Sheen is Aziraphale, who is the angel of the East Gate of the garden, and it's just such a good. Their dynamic 100% makes the show.
I would watch nothing but like hours and hours and hours of the two of them just having conversations.
There's an episode where the whole entire episode is the two of them through major points in history and like what they were doing at these different points. Like, and it goes all the way back.
A whole
if they took that and made it a series and each major point was an episode, I would watch the hell out of that.
That sounds like a cool concept too.
It was good.
Currently
it was
in the news because there's a big petition.
A big Christian group has petitioned Netflix to cancel Amazon Prime's Good Omens.
You know what? I think we got to...
hang on.
I processed what was just said.
Okay.
No, I
we glazed over it too quickly.
I definitely processed what just happened there, that Netflix needs to cancel a show that they don't own. But we got to stop reporting on these damn petitions. Like, we've already established a baseline of how many dummies are out there.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And the sad part is that this is giving, I'm sure, Christians a terrible name who love the show. You know, there's just always going to be that extremist group out there that's going to talk, you know, try and get things taken down. It's comical. I want to see this one.
It's so good.
Yeah, it sounds really good. I'm
gonna
watch like a day, maybe a day and a half to binge the whole.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes. It's a mini series, so that's all there is planned.
Full that's all
hour
that's
or 30
planned?
minute?
Full hour.
Full
What's
hour,
that?
Okay.
So when it's done, it's done. Like this is
because
one.
there's only one book.
Oh,
It's a Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett book.
Wait, no, it's like
Neil
45
Diamond.
minutes. Each episode's like 45 minutes to an hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, I thought you said 30.
No.
Sorry.
No, it's a Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett book. They only ever did the one. I think Neil Gaiman has talked in the past about like there was talk that they might write a sequel someday, but obviously Terry Pratchett, I believe, is no longer alive. Neil Gaiman obviously hasn't written a sequel, but so it just covers the whole thing. It leaves room for more story, but as far as I know, it's not planned at the moment.
Yeah. It's so good. I actually kind of want to start it again and just rewatch it again.
So good.
It's just there's so many funny parts in that.
Nice.
In that show. Emma.
Well, since you took that one, I'll have to think of a second one. Season 3 of Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
No, we're not doing that.
I spent the whole time in the woods trying to perfect that.
And it didn't work. It got worse.
Sounds exactly the same.
Another great David Tennant, but he's not in this season. But like it's just we talked a lot about it last time, so I won't like we won't wax too long on it. But it was just it's the end of an era. It's the closing of a really, really good chapter in a very important part of comic book media, which is really, really depressing. And the actual season is good. There's parts of it that I really like. There's parts of it that I really don't. But it's just I love Jessica. I want more Jessica. I really do. Like she's just a character that I like to watch.
I always felt like it was one of those where it was just kind of that actress,
Kristen Ritter.
Yeah, where they
She's
are
really
they just kind of are that character in
Yeah.
other
She
things.
embodies it
Yeah,
very
the
well,
bee in
yeah.
Apartment 23 or anything.
Oh, yeah.
She was in
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Just everything you see her in, she just made a seamless transition into that character.
She's just good.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of a bummer, like you said, to see the whole thing kind of all have to come to an end. And I'm glad that the season left on a high note. You know, it seemed like it was going to be one of those psychological thrillers. What were some of the things you liked about the villain?
I actually don't love the villain. He is.
What do you like about
So the
that?
villain is. I don't really want to get into it because you don't know when the show starts who it is. Like they.
Oh, really?
You don't know who the villain is until like episode 5.
What about the trailers we saw? Where's the guy's face and he's saying?
Oh,
all
did they
this-
show it in the trailer?
He was saying all this creepy stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
lame. I didn't watch the final trailer, so I didn't see that. But like,
Okay.
you don't know who the villain is until like episid 5.
Oh,
So I wish they hadn't put that in there because you just don't know. Because they go on like they go on like a search for who this person is. He is very much like, I looked at him and I'm listening to him speak and I'm like, this dude's an incel. 100%. Like, this dude's an incel.
That's the route they took.
It very much is. Like, I don't know if it was intentional that was what they were doing with him. I feel like maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but he's an incel. And he's just like, he's just infuriating to listen to him speak because he has that, like, it's very much a serial killer thing, but even more so in that, like, he's so superior and like he's so smart and everybody should be so lucky to be as smart as he is and everybody else around him is just garbage and like doesn't deserve his time of day and like he's doing people a favor by all these murders that he's committing. It's
Doesn't
like
that
it's a
make
whole
him
thing.
just like hateable? Like isn't
It
that
does.
don't
It
you
does.
want that in
but
a villain?
it's one of those where like you just every time he's on screen I'm just like I don't like you.
You actually hate him.
I actually hate him.
Well, that's good.
And like you're supposed
That's
to.
Great.
You're supposed to. But like in a way that like I didn't hate, like I obviously hated Kilgrave, but I liked to watch him.
Okay.
I hate this guy and I hate to watch him.
Oh wow.
okay.
Okay.
I'm just like, get off my screen. I hate it. I also, after season 2, don't like Patsy. And that didn't really change me this season, but that is not universal. I think apparently apparently people like Patsy. So
Okay.
I'm not liking what they did so far, but I'm only I stalled out at 4.
Oh, so you're still early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is 10 episodes.
13.
13.
They're all
I got
13.
9.
Are they all 13?
Yeah.
I stopped watching it like Daredevil season 2, like a good one.
Yeah.
I just stopped watching. Not
Word.
just my own fault.
Yeah. It's not going.
It's always there.
I was gonna say it's not going anywhere, but
Is
No,
it really?
no, they're not getting rid of it for a long time. Netflix can't make any new ones, but as far as I know, they have the rights to keep them on their service for like the next 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So like they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay.
But
That
also
works.
it's a lot of shows, so if you watch things slow, watch them now.
that's fair.
And that's the internet. Everything's forever.
Yeah. There you
Everything's forever.
go. My turn?
Yes.
Can I go?
Back to Curtis. What's your second
No,
favorite?
no. I like Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
I've been hearing a lot about that show lately.
What have you heard?
Nothing but good things. And that it's so I'm not watching it because I understand the premise of it and it sounds freaky as hell
It's just depressing.
and depressing. But but I don't know. I've heard like that I should be watching it.
So basic breakdown is it's like a alternate reality where basically there's a scarcity in the ability for women to have children. And this extremist right-wing kind of organization takes over the United States. And they kind of take all these women and they put them in these handmaids. And they're like, they basically make them servants to the wealthy houses and bear children for the families who can't bear children. And it's super depressing, but the things that are great about it is the things that I usually don't even notice in television shows, which is like the acting.
Okay.
You don't notice the acting in television
No,
shows?
I'll watch a show and my wife would be like, "Oh, the acting is so bad," and I'm like, "Okay, sure," or she'll, and there's like, I don't notice cinematography, unless it's really good,
Right.
And this show, that one Game of Thrones season finale where the dragon comes up behind her and makes the wings. they're always doing really sick shots like that in Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
Like, there will always just be some piece of scenery that lines up perfect with a person's reaction, and you can, like, take it and make a picture out of it, and it just tells the story. It's pretty...
That's good cinematography.
And I never really appreciated cinematography until started, like, really hearing Curtis talk about stuff in our Game of Thrones, so it made me a little more aware. And so every time I see him, I'm like, oh, Curtis would like that. He'd appreciate that shot. Yeah. And who's the star?
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. Her face can tell a story with no acting whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, she can be intense and angry, or she could be sad, or she could be happy.
She could be smoldering.
Yeah. She's like a phenomenal actress. I was telling you guys, I don't know if this was on air or off. And then the other actress who used to be in Chuck.
Yvonne Strahovski.
I won't even try and say that. Her. Good Lord. Like,
she's good.
She is
really,
unrecognizable from any role I've seen her in.
Okay.
You could hate her at some points, and then you feel really sorry for her.
No, you don't.
Are you caught up?
Yeah. No, I haven't watched season 3.
Oh, catch
up.
No,
here's the thing. They want you to feel sorry for Serena. I fucking don't. She deserves everything she gets.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn. Well,
is she one of the handmaidens, or is she one of the wives?
No, she's a wife.
She is one of the people who created this society. She was an integral part of creating the society where she was an author, and it's illegal for women to read.
Is she the one that lost the pinky, or part of her
Yes.
pinky?
Yes.
That's a spoiler, but okay.
Yeah.
Not for me, but just in general.
Whatever. Somebody doesn't.
And yeah, she fucking deserved that.
It's just a really good show. They do it does fall prey a little tiny bit to the plot armor.
Okay.
You know, so there are times where there's situations that seem dire, and you're like, things will be alright, because they always are, because they can't kill her, because you know she's
it's the Handmaid's Tale. It's her tail.
Yeah, it's her tail. They're not going to Ned Stark her. So
so they do.
Right.
It's one of those shows I hope maybe ends in the next season.
3 is supposed to be the last.
Okay.
That'd be perfect.
Okay.
Excellent. End it there, because I don't want this one dragging on, and it feels like the stakes are a little bit higher when you know it's going to come to an end.
Right.
But definitely check that one out. The only bummer about this one is it's Hulu, and you get an episode every Wednesday. So it's not one you can necessarily binge to catch up.
I mean, you can now.
You can binge the first 2. Is it? And I don't.
It's like 7 episodes into season 3, isn't it? It's almost done.
Yeah, you can get close. You can get close. So definitely recommend starting that one. And I didn't see myself really digging that deep into this one at the beginning, but
that season 1, I watched the entire season 1 in one sitting. Like, I binged it overnight. That was a bad choice. That was a bad night. You don't want to do that. That is a lot of shit to take in at once.
It's a little confused. You have to be okay with not necessarily. They do that cold open thing where you kind of have to pick up the pieces as it's going on. It just jumps right in, and she's already a handmaid, and then you got to get kind of the backstory over time.
Okay.
And you have to be ready to kind of not understand things for a little while.
Okay.
And that's kind of a bummer.
Right.
But overall, great show.
Dope.
All right, Curtis, number 2.
Yes. This one is based off of a indie comic book by the name of Deadly Class. And Rick Remender was the writer of the comic, and Wes Craig was the artist. And it was dope because they both got to work on the TV show produced by the Russo brothers. Of course, of Endgame and Infinity War and Captain America Winter Soldier and Community, Captain America Civil War. So they produced it, which is cool because it's if you're into rebellion, the 80s, punk rock, skateboarding, and assassins.
I've been meaning to watch this one.
Oh, it's funny.
I really have been.
You just named all my favorite things.
That's what I said. When I got to talk to Rick Remender like right before the show came out, because I was covering the ID10T, the Chris Hardwick's festival. Went there as media, and I got to talk to him about it, and he was telling me about it. And I hadn't read the comic at that time, but I knew him from like Uncanny X-Men, kind of like the main storyline that they based Deadpool 2 off of was from his Uncanny X-Men run. And I was just really excited. So I finally went and I read the comic. I read the first 2 volumes before the show came out. And it's so cool to just see them literally like take panels right out of it. But the soundtrack is amazing. I mean, yeah, the basis is, the kid, kind of coming up in the 80s, had a tough life. His parents split, but they got back together. And his parents passed away. I won't say how. But it was linked to something from the government. And he's homeless now. and he's been bumming it on the streets. He's still a teen, and he got like beat up real bad and almost came near death. And these people show up and they're like, "Hey, I know what it's like to basically be homeless and be what society considers the scourge of the earth, but and it feels like the government might be controlling you, but we give power back to the peasants, and come to our school." And basically eventually they convince him, and everything from there is just amazing cinematography, amazing writing, awesome acting.
Benedict Wong is in that one, right?
Benedict Wong, yeah, he's I forget the name, the teacher's name, but again, I love the fact that the Russos were able to kind of tap him and bring him in to that. But yeah, he is just as incredible as he is in Doctor Strange. If you ever wondered, like, is he always that good? I'm convinced he's always that good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Henry Rollins is in it, so I mean, gosh, you have to watch it at least once.
So it is punk rock.
Dude, I wasn't joking around when I said that's the one thing that he said to me. He's like, the music's gonna be really good, and I was like, word. And dude, they play all the good Depeche Mode songs. I mean, just like all the the good skater punk stuff, just everything, man. Everything's in that show. Like, do yourself a favor and watch. You watch one episode, that won't be the last one you watch.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, so for my number 2, I'm gonna pick a show called Suits. It's on USA.
Oh, it takes me back. It takes me back.
It is unfortunately coming to an end. I believe the next season is the final season. But if you have Amazon Prime, all of the seasons are on there. I'm catching up because unfortunately I did fall behind. Premise of Suits. You have this guy who has a photographic memory, but got kicked out of college for helping a friend cheat on a test, essentially. And he makes money by taking the bar exam for students. He cons his way into being a lawyer for one of the top tier law firms in New York without having a law license, having gone to college or law school whatsoever. And it's him doing cases, working at this prestigious law firm, and trying to hide his identity, hide the fact that he's never been to law school.
River2 in chat says that's so illegal. How is he not in jail? That's a big plot point of the whole show, is that it's incredibly illegal and he's trying to keep this secret.
Exactly. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's a very good show. The only probably recognizable name in it is Meghan Markle. Sorry, Duchess Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Oh, she's in that?
She is in it. That's where she got started.
I was so sad when I heard that she was getting married because I was like, oh, good for. Oh no, she's gonna have to leave Suits.
Well, her and Mike both leave.
Oh man, why are you gonna tell the people?
Well, because
they don't know that.
They know that.
But also, he's coming back. Yes, and as far as only recognizable name, Gina Torres is extremely recognizable.
Holy shit! I forgot that she's in it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm like,
she's getting her own show.
A spin-off?
Yes. Pearson something.
Pearson.
Is it just called Pearson?
It's just called Pearson.
Good for her. Good for her.
And it's same universe and everything.
She's fucking incredible.
Yeah. How do you watch this? Do you have to watch it on USA or is it on
Amazon
Netflix
Prime.
or okay?
Yeah.
Bingeable?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Totally bingeable.
It's a lot though. It's 6 or 7 or 8 seasons now.
Yeah, and it's full episodes, full of seasons.
Good lord.
But it's really, really good. It's one of those shows that I feel like you watch and you feel smart.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
I feel smart because I get what's happening. It's Aaron Sorkin.
Oh,
yeah,
no way.
It's an Aaron Sorkin show.
Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, nice. Or producing, that's dope.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those where I was like, I feel like a smart person because I watched this television show.
Yeah.
I watch Suits. I know what I'm talking about.
That's dope.
Emma, you're up.
Oh, I'm up. So the last 3 shows we talked about, let's be real, have either been canceled or are being canceled. Let's have one that's not.
Okay.
It's still good, and it's still in its or not still good, but they were all still good, but still going and just getting started. Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
Which I feel is the most slept on show in this section and in its little niche because oh my god, it's so good, but nobody pays attention to it because it's on Freeform.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't tuned in yet either, but
so
I'm ready to hear your pitch.
Goddamn good.
Pitch us your dream.
Huh?
Pitch us. What is this?
Okay, so Cloak and Dagger is obviously a Marvel comic book, which hopefully will cross over with the Runaways, but we're not there yet. We'll get there at some point.
Right.
But it's about two teenagers who find out that they... I'm trying to figure out how to explain it without like taking forever, because it's like it's a thing. But it's two teenagers who basically find out that they have some sort of superpowers that are connected to each other.
Okay.
What that means for the two of them, they're completely unconnected in their life as far as they know. Like they don't know anything. They don't know each other. But they all kind of start, they kind of start figuring things out. Things start going wrong or going right in their lives. These things happen. It's like, this is a really bad pitch because I don't want to give anything away because I want you to experience it for yourself.
Right.
But season 2 just ended, and season 1 is good. Season 1 was really good. I really enjoyed it. I was very excited for season 2. Season 2 blows season 1 out of the water, which I think is hard to do sometimes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That sophomore slump is real.
It definitely is. And season 2 blows season 1 out of the water. The crazy thing about this season for me was every single episode was better than the last.
Oh,
it got better.
Really, that's
every
good.
every episode was better than the last. The story is really, really, really great. Olivia Holt and Aubrey Joseph, I believe is his name, who play Cloak and Dagger, like have really, really great chemistry together. If you know anything about the comic book, there's things in there that you want to happen and things that you're curious about. What direction they're gonna go.
Right.
It deals with a lot of like really real world. Like societal shit, like, one of them lives in a very, very, well-off, upper middle class part of New Orleans.
Okay.
The other girl lives, very poor, she's got a single mother. It's not, things aren't going so well for her. She kind of gets, she gets by through conning and stealing and thieving and things like that. And it deals with a lot of different things in that way. And it's so good. And then it's just like a good superhero show. It's a really good superhero origin. If you're looking for that kind of like that spark of like people finding out that something is going on and something, there's something special happening, and they're scared of it. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to control it. And they, find themselves in that way. And then the fact that you have two characters where these powers are connected, they can just play off each other so well.
Yeah.
And like Aubrey and Olivia just kill it. They're so good.
I was gonna ask, how do you feel they handle like the powers and the showing of their powers in the show, like their abilities?
Oh, just like the effects and stuff.
Yeah. Because I know it's on Freeform.
I think they've always been good. I think they were always good. Okay. There was never really a time where I went like, "Ooh, this is clearly on TV." At least as far as the powers, like they spent time, because Cloak's powers are fine. Like she has light daggers, and it's like you could just put like light up daggers in her hand, and like it's fair enough. But he's got he's got the shadow powers. Like he's got smoke and gas and shadows and darkness, and like his whole thing is the darkness. Yeah. And that, it was good in season 1. There were parts in season 2 where like I really felt how much they upped the effects budget this season. Hey. So season 2, like obviously season 1 is really good. I don't want to like downplay that season 1 is like, oh, you have to get through it to get to season 2. It's really good on its own. And then season 2 just fucking kills it.
That's dope.
So it has not yet been renewed for season 3. I really, really, really hope it does. I heard rumors that their numbers weren't fantastic this season, but I'm hoping because it's Freeform and Disney is kind of holding on to it that please renew it.
All right, everybody listening to this show, we're going to be the ones to make it happen. Everybody
go watch it.
Open it on every device in your house and watch it. So where does this tie in though with those other Marvel shows that were going around? Because you'd mentioned one like Runaways, and then there's Gifted, or is that even
the
still
Gifted
a thing?
is over. That's canceled.
Were these all in the same universe, or do these tie to the
they're
Netflix
all in the
universe?
Same universe. Like technically, they're all in the same universe. Technically, all these shows exist in the same universe. Right. They just don't reference each other and they don't talk about each other. Okay. I'm trying to remember. So the one that I do remember now that I think about it, this one is directly connected to the Netflix universe, because in Luke Cage season 2, they talk about a Detective Bridget O'Reilly who left the force and is moving to New Orleans to get a new job in there. In season 2, she's in season 1. Detective Bridget O'Reilly is a new detective in the New Orleans Police Department. Okay. So it is fully connected. There is that tangible thing. Okay. And then in the comic books, I just mentioned Runaways because in the comic books there is a fair amount of Runaways Cloak and Dagger crossover, because you have both of these, they're young teams. Right. So it makes sense to put them together. Yeah. And somebody asked, I think it was the Runaways panel, I want to say. It was either, I was at both the Runaways and the Cloak and Dagger panel. I can't remember which one, but somebody asked, are we going to get a crossover? And Jeff Loeb was moderating the panel. He's moderating both of them, and he just goes, like, pauses, like one of those, like, I don't know what to say, and he's just like, not this season. I was like, so you're telling me there's a chance?
Are they both on the same platform?
No.
Oh.
Well, so Hulu Runaways is a Hulu exclusive. It premieres and is on Hulu. Cloak and Dagger is on Freeform, but they have, Freeform has a deal with Hulu where, like, their shows are up on Hulu the same night they premiere.
Oh, okay.
So, like, there is some sort of connection there, and obviously Disney owns Hulu and Freeform, so, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So, I'm on it.
I feel really bad. Ghetto Nerd Society in chat just learned that The Gifted is canceled. Yeah, they canceled that a couple months ago.
Sorry.
That one it was a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm sad about that.
Is that the one with the family that was, like, on the run? Was that
Yes.
The Gifted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
that was
X-Men
like the one good X-Men show.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, even with Legion.
They're gonna fix it. They'll fix it.
The one good X-Men show.
Marvel will fix
Ooh,
it.
that's some strong words.
I don't like Legion.
My turn. My last good one. I think it's one that's kind of not blown up so much, but it's super relevant. Black Mirror, the new season just came out.
Okay.
Oh, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, Miley
Oh
Cyrus.
my god, don't get me fucking started on
Well,
this.
there's more than just Miley Cyrus. You got Anthony Mackie. You know,
Yes.
he stars in the first one.
Oh,
Cut the
snap.
check.
Yeah, he's and that's the one thing I could say. Like this season, I've been a fan of Black Mirror for a while now. So if you haven't watched any of them,
I have not.
okay.
I have not.
The things you need to know is that you don't need to watch every episode, and in fact, it's almost recommended you don't watch every episode because some are just plain bad. But there are brilliant ones in there to cherry pick from. It is like a consistent universe, which is pretty cool. You could find little Easter eggs and things that tie to some of the other
I didn't realize
episodes.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, there's one episode in the season before this one that basically is like, it's fucking crazy. It's a mind fuck, and that's the thing about this show. They do so good storytelling. Everyone has you can tell it's all part of a cohesive like show because of the way they feed you information and the twists and turns. This they did Bandersnatch, which I thought was kind of weird. That was that one
The
that was
interactive?
the interactive one, yeah, where you could kind of. It was like a self-aware story where the guy knows he's being controlled by something. You know, it's total Black Mirror. And then this one was kind of a bummer. Like, it only came out 3 episodes. But the quality of these episodes are top tier.
Wait, season 3 only has 3 episodes?
I don't know what season. This is season
Season
5.
5?
Yeah, this is season 5, I believe.
It only has 3 episodes?
Can I
Only
ask
3
you a
episodes.
question
3.
about this season?
Yes.
So I heard on accident through Twitter. I didn't search this out, but it was part of a Twitter video. I heard the Miley Cyrus bastardization of a Nine Inch Nails song.
Oh, really? No. Okay.
What the fuck is that? Is that supposed to be god awful horrible?
I'm in the process of this season, so I've watched 2 of the 3 so far.
Okay, and you haven't seen that one yet?
That's the last one.
So Miley Cyrus did what can not even be called a cover. And I'm really, really hoping it's supposed to be like it's bad.
What song?
Head Like a Hole.
Ooh, Miley tackling Head Like a Hole.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. And I'm like, it's one of those that, like, it's so bad that I'm hoping that's the point.
I will.
We'll listen to it later. I want to hear you listen to it, like, in the after show or something, because it will infuriate you.
Oh,
as it rightly should.
Well, Trent Reznor must have signed off on
That's
it,
what I'm thinking.
so-
I'm like, how could he possibly have signed off on this? There has to be a reason beyond just money, because he's already rich.
They do a good job of like tackling like technology and worst case scenarios of how we can end up, and so some take place in distant dystopian futures, some take place in the past, and you kind of work through technology. In this one, right out the gate, they start off with a gaming one, which is pretty cool. It's called Striking Vipers. It's like a Mortal Kombat. And just Anthony Mackie and his homeboy and his girlfriend are chilling like in the 90s playing Striking Vipers. And it looks very like early 2000s side-scroll fighter.
Okay.
And they fast forward a few years. He's now married. His friend comes back with the brand new Striking Vipers, and they got this technology where you put it on your head, and you basically go into like a coma state, but you can control everything, and you feel what's happening in the games.
Oh, damn.
and the episode takes a fucking turn at that point. I don't want to give it away, but it kind of goes into sexuality.
Oh, snaps.
And
Of course it does.
homosexuality mixed with like cheating and like
whoa, like, from a video?
Yeah.
From a side scroller?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
that's deep.
It goes deep.
Mario, he gets you.
It's so good. Like I just recommend it. The second episode didn't disappoint either. It's messaging just about social media and really, really good. So if you guys have the time to just kind of dig through, there's tons of websites out there that kind of will tell you which ones to watch. But pick and choose. You can watch them. They're all pretty self-contained. You could get super deep into it, watch them all, and make all the connections, or you can just watch 2 or 3 really good ones and learn a little bit. So I gotta recommend the Black Mirrors.
Sweet.
All right, so we're into the bads.
Yeah.
Oh, the bads.
The bads. For me, I think this might be a little controversial for the people that have seen it because I heard nothing but good things. But for me, it was Umbrella Academy.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Fucking explain your shit right now.
I can do
Let's
that.
go.
No problem.
Let's go.
So I went over to my buddy's house, and he loves the show. He loves the show. He reads comics and everything. And he went back and he read, and he was telling me all about it. And he's like, "Watch the show." So I'll go over there and I'll watch it. And like the cinematography is good, and like the lighting is good, and all this other stuff. But it felt a little bit too much like a musical, without like really compete like
a musical.
Yeah, like the way that it was shot and the way that it very much seemed almost like they took a musical right off the stage, put it on a set, and people just didn't commit all the way to the songs.
What?
Yeah, like it almost felt like not the Grinch. What's that movie with Scrooge? Like the old Ebenezer Scrooge, but the old man.
The actor or the character Scrooge?
It was like live action.
Christmas Carol?
It might have been Christmas
Muppets
Carol. I think so.
Carol?
Yeah. It
The
literally,
Muppets Christmas Carol.
okay, thank you. That's actually how it felt. It felt more than the Christmas Carol. It felt like Muppet Christmas Carol to me, like the weird shots and stuff like that.
I'm not understanding where the musical is coming from.
It just felt like it. Like if you go back and you watch it, a lot of the shots that they have, especially like with Homeboy, the druggie dude, the druggie brother.
My favorite, baby.
I couldn't stand him the most. And my friend was like, "Oh, you're gonna love him. You're gonna love that dude." I was like, "I can't stand that dude."
Oh my god, I love Klaus.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. The actor who played it
killed it.
Yeah, exactly. He killed it. I just don't like the representation that he did. I didn't like it.
I love it.
Yeah. So
no, Klaus is my favorite.
Yeah. See, I told you I was gonna be unpopular because I'm the only person I know that has seen it that doesn't like it.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a single person that saw it and didn't like it. My sister is like not super in, like she likes all that stuff. Like, well, she'll watch the Avengers and stuff and the comic book things, but she'll watch it when she gets to it. She doesn't really try. And then I made her watch the first couple episodes of that, and then she just binged it. She was like, "I loved it. Like, it's amazing." I think I remember you saying that like a few weeks back, or maybe a month back, that she finally, where you finally watched it with her, and then she just took off on her own. I totally didn't feel that way, and I was like, "What am I missing? What am I missing? Why do I not like it?" Oh my god! How can you hate? The only person that I can see hating is Ellen Page. Oh, okay. So yeah, her character, she's boring. Yeah, it was, and I was like, I feel like it's like the subtle performance where it's gonna be like that, and then something's gonna pop out, but nothing popped for me soon enough. The only character I think I really really liked was Homeboy that threw the knives. Yeah, Diego. Diego was dope. I like Diego. Oh, yeah. Diego. Yeah, but yeah. So for me, it's Umbrella Academy. Apparently, don't listen to me though. I'm just telling you, I tried to watch it, and I'm done with it already. You're not gonna read the comic? The comic actually, I'll give a chance. Because that's the one thing I know. Like Ellen Page's character is way different in the comic. Oh, really? Like she's not nearly as boring. Oh, thank God. I was like, I don't care about this girl. I really don't. Yep. So yeah, that was my thing. But yeah, no, I'll definitely actually still read the comic. I think I borrowed it in the Comixology app, so I just gotta crack it open. Yep. Webb, it's on you. You can't do worse than me. Top that, David.
So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I cannot think of a bad show. Coward. So no, because I just don't watch bad TV. Coward. I also don't have TV. So I just watch Netflix, and let's be honest,
You watch The Office.
I rewatch a lot of stuff, not just The Office.
You watch The Office.
A lot of The Office.
Me too.
So what I'm going to do instead is, because I did try, I actually did what I was making fun of Corey for doing. I looked at bad TV shows of 2019, and I'm going to rebuke one of them.
Okay.
Enemy of the State was listed on there.
Show on
it's a show on NBC. It had maybe 8 weeks
before it got canceled.
Not canceled. It was a mid-season show that lasted until the end. So it's only 8. So unless something came out that I don't know of, the last I heard is it wasn't renewed yet, but was it canceled yet? It was still unsure of. I thought it was really good.
I recognize the name.
I don't know her name, but she apparently was in Dexter. She played a detective in Dexter.
Oh,
the sister?
Yeah.
I don't know.
/ love interest?
Yeah.
That got really weird.
Well, that's
a weird show.
So basically, the idea of that is that she is the ex deputy director of the CIA, and she committed treason and is serving time for it.
Yeah. I remember this now.
And then she is released from a supermax to the custody of the FBI to help track down the person that she committed treason for.
Damn.
It's complex.
Yeah. It's a really good. I think it's really good. There's a lot of twists, and there's a lot of like, oh my god, I think she's turning on them. No, never mind. Maybe she is. No, wait, maybe she is. Up until the very last episode, you don't know who she's actually working for and what she's doing. So I think it's real. That was really good. So
what are the criticisms?
I didn't have time to read criticisms.
I'll tell you, the show looked bad from the trailer. It looked bad from the trailers. I'll say that.
The acting, I could see the acting not being stellar. I wouldn't say the acting is anything to write home about. My thing is I like the story and I like the concept, so I'm willing to look over poor acting. She, as a character, is very bland, I feel like.
The main character?
She doesn't have a lot of emotional range.
Very Umbrella Academy.
Think, what's her name from Twilight?
Kristen Stewart?
Think Kristen Stewart-esque. Very Kristen Stewart-esque.
That's a bad rap. She gets a bad rap.
She does.
She gets a bad rap. She's actually a fine actress.
In Twilight, though.
Yes.
Think
a
that.
Bad character.
So, but the story is good. The plot is good. So I thought it was great. I don't think it deserved to be on one of the worst shows of 2019.
I feel like primetime television just doesn't do it for me anymore. It
really
really
doesn't. It does it for a lot of people. I think primetime television.
I'm over it.
They're kind of struggling right now because you have this show. You have the cable stations coming out with shows. You have Netflix coming out with their own shows. You have Hulu coming out with their own shows. Yeah. So network television is basically just going, all right, we need something. Let's try it. Let's see. Does it stick to the wall? Nope. All right, move on. Let's go to the next one.
Right.
And they're just throwing a bunch of shit out there.
Yeah.
Because half the concepts of these TV shows don't even make sense. How many different singing reality shows do we need in the world? Like, we just keep getting new ones.
You know, Masked Singer, though. The Masked Singer, that show went pretty hard.
The Masked Singer?
The Masked Singer.
Oh, okay. That's the one where
sounds like
they're singing with a mask on, and then you have to try to guess who it is.
Okay. That one was like addictingly bad television. So bullshit, like how they couldn't guess some of these people.
Yeah.
And you have Ken Jeong on there. Yeah. What business is he?
Jeong?
Yep. What business does he like judging singing?
You're gonna talk about who has any business. Jenny McCarthy is on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jenny McCarthy
and Robin Thicke. This thing is a hot mess.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, Robin Thicke is an actual singer, though. So he has some qualifications to be.
Everybody get up.
Is he like the Paula Abdul of?
I just thought they were fantastic, baby. I
You're
thought
the only
voice...
one of them that was ever a singer, and you're just like, technically, I guess.
They all had their roles.
I thought you meant he just drunk all the time.
They all had their roles. Ken Jeong was like the one who would, say the funny thing, and then they'd go to the Pussycat Doll.
Nicole Scherzinger?
Yeah. Okay. And all she would do would be like, oh, that's definitely a professional singer. Or she'd be like, no, I don't think they're a professional singer. Every time. But no, it was a good show. And T-Pain won. So there you go.
T-Pain.
Yeah, T-Pain.
Yeah.
He can actually sing.
Yeah, he can. He can actually sing. But it's so weird that his whole career was based off of autotune earlier because he could totally sing without it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
He's a good musician.
So Webb took the coward's way out.
Yeah.
And would not name a bad show. So I'll do it.
Okay.
The show that I would avoid, and I'm really glad Corey's good show went before mine, The Handmaid's Tale.
You would avoid it?
I would 100% avoid it.
Shit.
Okay.
Plot
Because
twist.
I just watched season 2. I will not watch season 3. I'm done. I'm never watching the show again.
What
I
they
can't
do-
believe I wasted 13 hours of my life on that shit.
What'd they do that upset you?
Everything wrong. Okay, so season 1 is phenomenal. I will always recommend watching season 1 of The Handmaid's Tale. It's incredibly good television. It's very, very powerful. It's very visceral. Like, it's amazing. But it covers the entire book. And there's only one book. So they did get permission from Margaret Atwood, who wrote the book. But they were like, hey, we want to keep going because we made a lot of fucking money.
Right.
And can we make some more? Can we do that? And she was like, you're going to pay me how much? Yeah, okay. I don't know. I'm sure she was like, yeah, in all the greatest ways that like, oh, I think you can tell a story. And no. So they didn't have anywhere to go. There was nowhere to go. I swear to God, season 2 is the same 4 episodes over and over and over. You're watching the same 4 episods 3 times. The same shit happens in the same order. Damn. They do the biggest plot shit 3 times in a row in that season.
Which ones you talking about?
They did a fake out escape 3 times.
Oh,
yeah, they did. I know what you're talking about.
Fuck it, spoilers. She got on the plane. The plane was taking off, and then she got pulled back.
Well, see, remember I was saying there's some plot things that happen?
Yeah.
That's basically what I was kind of getting to.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The entire country's not like this? It's just one town?
No, the country.
It's the country. They all try to get to Canada. They're all trying to get to Canada. Because that's how the show starts, is she and her husband and her daughter are running to get to Canada, and they get caught. So she is on a plane to Canada. The plane is on the runway taking off, and she gets pulled out. Yeah. She is alone in the middle of nowhere with a car, and she can't get out. Yeah. She gets to the end of the season. She is staring at a car that will take her away, and she says no. It's the same shit over and over and over because they don't know what to do with this show. They don't know how to end it. They can't end it with her getting out because they don't know how to write the show if she's not in this horrible situation. But they also can't let her be a complacent character, so they have to make her try to get out. And they stuck themselves in this stupid cycle. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore. I will not watch season 3.
I'll say that the sophomore slump on this show was there. I still think it doesn't disregard the cinematography and great acting.
See, but that's I was thinking while you're talking about it, like you're like, yes, the acting is really good. The show, it's a pretty show. It's a pretty show,
very pretty,
with no substance.
Well, season 3, I'll say that I think you're selling yourself short by cutting out on season 3 because it has not had that same effect. They actually have raised the stakes a little bit more, and especially where they left off on the last episode.
Oh my God! Some bullshit.
On the last episode of the current season. It's good.
I see.
Yeah, no, they've definitely.
I just don't care about her anymore. I really don't. I could care less about her. I really don't give a shit about her story anymore.
Dang.
After she had that chance to walk
3
away,
times.
But she has a daughter who's still there.
I don't care.
An older daughter who's still stuck, and she's not going to leave her. She got her.
I just don't care.
I can't. I don't want to go into too many spoilers.
Yeah. Watch
it and then hit me up on Twitter if you want to. If we can go a little bit
season 1 was phenomenal, and I can't believe I wasted 13 hours of my life on season 2.
Season 3 is good.
I won't do it.
I promise you, season 3 is really good.
They're trying to build up on these things that weren't built up on in the book.
What I want to know is where did the book leave off?
Where the show did.
Which was I can't even remember.
It was a cliffhanger. She gets in she's in that van, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah, okay.
That's where the book leaves.
Dang,
it was never supposed to be anything else.
I'm a dumb TV. I barely watch TV, and I know I don't read any books. So I just know this is a good TV show. I didn't even know there was books.
Well, and the thing is, I was reading, because I haven't read the book myself, but I was reading various reviews, because I was like, did anybody else think this was shit? And it looks like a lot of people who read the books hated the season 2. And one of the things that I heard, and one of the things that I felt while I was watching it, is you get very much this sense of the one. like she's some sort of like chosen one. Why is everybody risking themselves, risking their lives to help her constantly? Who the fuck is she? She's literally nobody.
That is kind of 100%. Like there's so many problems that would be just solved if they killed her.
Yeah, and like that part of the thing of the book was she's supposed to be like, her character is way more timid, way more quiet. And the idea is that she's supposed to be anybody. This could have happened to anybody.
Yeah.
She could be any woman reading that book. That's the whole point. And so when you get to this point where like she suddenly like everybody is doing everything to help her, and like she's the only one that can do this, and she's the only one and it's like that just is not what any of this was about.
I think that's why when you had said that it was gonna have a definitive end here pretty soon, I don't argue that. I think it needs to, because season 2 was rough, but I do think season 3 is a lot better.
So bad. And like, I don't give a shit about Serena. Like, I really don't. Fucking kill her. Kill everybody. I don't give a shit. Serena can suck my dick, okay? She wants to bitch about this place that she created. Suddenly, now, like, she created a society where everybody that's not her is fucked because she is a white, wealthy woman. And, well, not woman. She's white and she's wealthy, so she's fine. But suddenly, once she starts to see negative effects on herself, suddenly she's part of like, maybe we shouldn't be doing this and I should help people. Bitch, you didn't care until it affected you. I don't give a shit. I have a lot of feelings about how much I hated season 2.
Yeah, you do.
I was so mad. She was just like, I don't care about you. You didn't care about anything until it affected you. So I don't care about you. And I hope you die. And I hope the show ends with her dying. She deserves it. She fucking created this place.
Maybe you won't like. Yeah, maybe you should stay away from season 3.
Are they continuing her like redemption arc?
I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah,
but
fine.
But yes and no.
Yeah,
it's still very in a gray area.
She's just the fucking worst. All those people are.
They did a good job. You talk about making hateable characters. What's his name? Fred. Oh, he's hateable.
He is.
He's such a coward. Like, I don't know. They did, but still in a position of power. They did a good job of making him pretty villainous.
He's just the fucking worst.
Yeah. Well, I'll brighten it up for my my worst. And this one was a shocker. I thought I would love it based off of the people involved in front of the camera and behind the scenes. AP Bio.
Really? Oh, I can see that.
I don't like it. And it's got It's Always Sunny. Howerton? Is that his name? The guy who plays Dennis from It's Always Sunny.
Oh, okay.
As the lead. And he's a AP bio teacher, and it's one of those, shouldn't be there. He should be like professor at a fancy college, but he got his career ruined, so now he's stuck with this misfits at a public school or something like that, and he's just trying to get revenge through the first season. And it's got SNL people backing it. Lauren Michaels, Seth Meyers, I think, is a producer. Mm-hmm. And
Patton Oswalt
Oswalt's the principal.
Is the principal.
Yeah. It's got so many people that I'd love to see, but I just felt like the show didn't go anywhere. The students weren't funny. It just, as an ensemble, it just didn't strike me. And I see that they're going to cancel it, and there was a bunch of uproar. Like, people were saying, oh no, obviously petition to keep the show going, but I think the show can just go away and bring Dennis back to It's Always Sunny or something. Like, I don't know. These people are also talented. They could probably be doing better things. And if you're looking for comedies, I know we went, but I've fallen down the comedy rabbit hole on Netflix right now, and there's one called Documentary Now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's one of the most brilliant shows.
Is it the one with Bill Hader and Fred Armisen?
Yes. Oh my God. If you like grew up on documentaries or watched them, like they spoof them to a T. They go through line by line. They do those terrible Vice ones. They go through like the old school History Channel ones, Making of the Band. Like they go through each one. And you know Fred Armisen's record as a musician and stuff, so you know they did it right, and it's an incredible TV show. Yeah, and then the other good one is I Think You Should Leave.
I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah, Special Cases turned me on to that one, and I gave it the shot. And the first episode, it's out there.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of crazy, and you kind of got to just watch. And I told him too, Special Cases in chat. I was like, dude, I'm not feeling this one. What were you trying? Usually you're pretty reliable, and he said just watch it all the way through. Episodes were only 15 minutes, so you could literally watch the entire season in about 2 hours.
Yeah.
and definitely worth the watch.
Okay.
So super good. And a lot of the people involved in that are also involved in documentary now.
I fell down the Bill Hader rabbit hole like last night and this morning. I was just watching a bunch of Bill Hader interviews. He is so fucking funny.
His impressions.
He is so goddamn funny. His Lorne Michaels impression killed me. Like, he's just, and I was like, I'm watching these interviews and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm finally gonna watch Barry.
Yo, please, that's another unsung
I'm gonna start
hero.
that when I get home today.
Barry's incredible. Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, I'm convinced after seeing their collaboration on documentary now, got to be two of the most comically relevant people right now. Like you mix what they did with Portlandia, their tenure on SNL, Barry. Like, these guys are just on peak game right now in comedy, and you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not following what these two dudes are doing.
Was Bill Hader a part of Portlandia too?
I think he did guest spots.
Oh, did
he? Yeah. No.
I watched it for a little bit. That was good. It's funny.
The only episode of Portlandia that I've seen was the Battlestar Galactica one.
Oh, classic.
The binge watch one.
That's a good one to start on.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I was like, this is my life.
I liked the organic chicken one.
Oh, they actually go to the farm.
They go to the farm, and it ends up being a cult, so they're there for like a year. And then they go back to the restaurant. I might get the fish.
Such good television, such good writing.
I've been watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And Fred Armisen.
Welcome to 5 years ago.
Yeah, right?
You saw the Fred Armisen episode?
Fred Armisen episode. Yeah. It was good. He's so like chill.
Yeah, and
He's
it's funny
Portland
because and what's funny is Jerry's so New York. So
he is.
When he comes to Portland and he has to wait in line at a food truck, he's like, "What the fuck is what is this?"
He's trying to get coffee. It takes like 10 minutes. Is this
what is this?
What's the deal with hipsters?
Oh God.
No, that's a really good one to watch. And Fred Armisen did an interview on WTF podcast.
Yeah.
Really fucked up guy.
Yeah.
I can see that.
He's kind of a douche.
I can see
that. Handmaid's Tale. What's her name?
Elizabeth Moss.
Elizabeth Moss. They were married.
Were they?
Yeah. Or at least in a very serious relationship.
I hope he's not a Scientologist. She is.
No, I don't think he is.
Fred Armisen?
No, he's not a Scientologist. Is he? No.
Oh, I don't know.
No, he's not a Scientologist, but he cheated on her.
Wait, we're talking about Fred Armisen or Bill Hader?
Fred Armisen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fred Armisen was like married to her and did her super dirty, and he comes 100% clean.
That's why she's a Scientologist.
Maybe, yeah, being with that dude. But he's like a drummer for the Blue Man Group, like all sorts of cool shit. So I recommend that podcast. But yeah, that's what I got.
Is that all of our goods and bads?
I think we did it.
Goods and bads.
That was definitely all of mine.
I just want to go home and watch TV. I'm going to go start Barry. I'm going to go rewatch Silicon Valley. I want to rewatch Cloak and Dagger season 2.
I gotta start season 1.
It's so good.
If you guys,
good. It's all on Hulu.
There's got to be tons of good stuff we're missing too. So if you're listening to this and you have recommendations, hit us up.
I always need new shit. I've been on I constantly am watching Jeopardy, but I've been like a serious Jeopardy kick lately. And like I went through all the Jeopardy episodes that they have on Netflix, and now I'm going through all the episodes that they have on Hulu.
Oh, really? Are they putting them on?
They put them on Hulu and Netflix earlier this year, but Netflix only has like the tournaments. Like they have like the Tournament of Champions and the Decades Tournament and like the College Championship. God. And I'm really into Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy.
How's Trebek doing these days?
The last thing I heard was that he said his cancer is almost in remission, which is crazy because I thought he said he had stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Like really recently.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's like pancreatic cancer is bad. Like that's bad. That's really bad. So he said something about like being almost in remission. And I was like, holy shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's American treasure.
Because if there's no Trebek, there's no Jeopardy. If he ever goes, like you gotta take Jeopardy.
They'll give it to Drew Carey and it'll be great.
It'll be awful.
Bob Barker.
It'll be awful and nobody will watch it.
He replaced Bob Barker, and I'm sorry if we're putting talk game show hosts on a tier list. Bob Barker was S tier.
Hey, that tiny microphone.
It's
legendary, bro.
Come on down. Yeah, and everything.
Steve DJ says The Great British Baking Show, which is fantastic and is on Netflix.
He says The Tick too.
The Tick got canceled.
I think they want Ken Jennings to host Jeopardy. You know what? Now that you said it, that is the one I would accept. I would accept Ken Jennings hosting Jeopardy. Nobody else.
Well, he's the legend of that.
Who's
right?
Ken
He
Jennings?
is. Ken Jennings has won the most money. What's his face? Josh Horowitz or whatever just broke his record for consecutive wins, I believe. But I think Ken Jennings still has the most money.
Yeah.
Or that might be backwards. Because that guy fucking killed it.
That guy fucks.
That guy fucked.
But no, Ken
looks like he
Jennings is
does.
like a Jeopardy fucking legend. He won. He just could not lose. He couldn't lose.
That took over like the world. Like he
Yeah.
was on SNL skits. Like it was all over the news. I remember it being a really big deal.
I'm currently watching, I think, season 32.
Jesus.
And Julia is on, like, the episode that I'm on, she's on, like, her 32nd win. Like, she's up to second or third place.
But you already know how it's gonna end for her. So
Yeah. Jennings' reign as Jeopardy champion ended when he lost his 75th game. He won 74 games. He's a fucking legend.
Yeah.
If he hosted Jeopardy, I would continue to watch.
That'll be the next week's episode. We just go through game show host
I
tier,
just
tier
really-
list.
I just
Tier
really
list
like
game
Jeopardy.
shows.
I like Jeopardy.
All right, everybody, that is the wrap-up music. We are coming to a close right now. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys are listening to the podcast and want to see our beautiful faces, you can watch us on twitch.tv/videogame_bang as we record the show. We do it every Wednesday and Saturday night. And if you're watching us and want to relive the magic and check out past episodes, you can follow us on any podcast platform, iTunes, Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify. Also, make sure to give us a 5-star review and leave a comment. That helps us immensely. We are at 100 plus 5-star reviews on iTunes. So it's pretty big. That's big time. We're getting there. We're S tier.
Yeah, S tier.
S tier.
Up there with Bob Barker.
Up there with Bob Barker. It's Bob Barker, us.
Bobby B.
Alex Trebek is above anybody.
He's
Trebek.
he's the one that makes the tiers.
He is.
Emma, it is Saturday, so you don't have a stream schedule, so follow you on Emma Skies on Twitter so
That's
people
where
can
you'll
know.
see my shit.
Boom. Corey, you streaming?
Yeah, I've been streaming a lot more. Now, no camera, but anytime I play Overwatch, generally I'll go live. I snuck a few matches in today, and I'm really rusty. So I'm going to have to get my skills back up before I can get the courage to turn the stream back on. But I'll be streaming quite a bit, I think.
Curtis, 2K and comics.
2K and comics.
Where can people watch you?
Comics will be back next week. 2K might be back tomorrow. But,
Nice.
I'll be streaming when I feel like it. So
There you
just turn
go.
your noties on.
There you
That's
go.
all gotta
Noties
do.
on. I
Turn
like
your
that.
noties on.
Such a 2019 thing to say.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. For the real David Webb, that's me. I just go at the end usually. So for Emma Skies, Corey Vincent, Curtis Fisher, I'm the real David Webb saying, see you guys next time.